Hey yogis, thank you so much for tuning in again. I know the last couple of classes were a little bit longer, about an hour or so I'm really excited today to share with you this 30-minute class. I read all your comments and messages, and I always do, so please feel free to reach out and ask me any questions or leave a comment or message me on Instagram or email or however you want to reach me. But there were a couple of requests for a shorter class. So today is the day, 30-minute practice. And if this stuff is too strong for you, I know this is not easy stuff. It's quite challenging what we're doing here. I have so many other videos in this channel. I have over 60 classes there, and Bre is also teaching a lot of them. It's kind of like half and half. And so I'm sure you will find something there that's restorative or gentle or something that's really strong. We have a couple of meditations there, so there's so much in this channel already. But now it's really the time for me to focus fully on that channel. My plan is to publish 3 to 4 videos every week. So there will be a lot more content coming over the next couple of weeks and months. So if you have anything that I should share and talk about, and a class I provide, or a meditation that Bre will provide, or a class that you want to see from her, then just let us know. This channel is for you. We're just sharing our practice with you, and we ultimately want to give you what you need so that you can practice comfortably at your own home. Maybe invite your friends, have a little yoga party with some kombucha or so, and you get the practice done at home. And hopefully you find all of this beneficial for your day, for maybe your life even, because you just feel good in your own body, you feel more connected, you breathe slower, and you realize that you have more control over the things that are going on in your head than you might think. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and let's get to the practice. Let's get started. For today's class, we will begin in child's pose. So bring the feet together, big toes together. You can either open the knees wide or bring the knees together as well. And then you fold forward, walk your arms forward. Keep the hips nice and heavy, grounding down towards the heels. Let's just take a couple of deep breaths here to arrive, to feel the body. Invite all the sensations, what you can hear, what can you smell, what can you taste. Connect that to the feeling of your own body and to your own breath. Feel the belly move up and down, forward and back. Same for the chest. Set an intention for your practice today. What is it that you're working on? Could be something physical with the body, could be something beyond the body, something more internal. Make this practice your own. And slowly push yourself up, shift forward, come onto your toes, and then maybe with the hands or without, come into a squat. If the heels are lifted like this, that's perfectly fine. Really depends on your flexibility in the ankles, and squat is something you can work towards and create this flexibility and mobility. Then straighten your legs, fold forward and down. Bring the heels a little bit wider apart in the toes so we get a nice internal rotation in the thighs. That way, lengthen the hamstrings a little bit more. You can grab opposite elbows, rock side to side, or just hang here with the hands hanging down. Straighten one leg, then the other if that feels good for you. Especially if you're doing this practice in the morning, you want to give your body some time to open up. Now start to bend your knees, roll up through the spine to standing. The arms reach up, the palms touch. Exhale, hands down to the heart. Stand nice and tall, close your eyes for a moment. Start to reach your arms up. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold and down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward. Keep the knees bent for now. Press into your palms. Move the chest towards the thighs. Maybe walk your dog. Pedal one heel down to the ground and the other. Then slowly start to straighten your legs more, but keep that length in your spine and in your shoulders. Keep that openness in your shoulders. And set the knees down, come into a tabletop. Stay on the toes, slide the hands back. Then rock forward and back a couple of times. Keep the arms straight. It's very important to take care of the wrists and keep them healthy. Every single practice that I do myself, every single class that I teach, I do with a wrist, or I start with a wrist warm-up. Now back to neutral, make some circles around the wrists. Just so important to keep the wrists safe. A lot of times I hear the wrists burn out really fast, or there's wrist pain, and depends where the pain is, but oftentimes it's because there's no wrist warm-up done before class, and then you put all the weight, switch directions, all the weight into your hands and planks and perhaps arm balances, and it's really just no good to do all of that without any warm-up. And over time the wrists get stronger, more open, and they're just ready to take all that weight that you put on them. For the last one, bring the fingertips pointing towards the knees, keep the arms straight, stay on the toes, send the hips back. If you want to go a little bit deeper here, you can bend one arm, let the palm lift up more, and then the other, or both. Just play around with this, what feels good for you. If there's anything that doesn't feel right in this practice, of course skip it, modify, use a block or a bolster, or set the knees down. This practice is really for you to feel good, to feel comfortable, and to look a little bit more within. And that's only possible if you are in a safe and stable space with your body. Sit on the heels, shake out the wrists. And then set the hands down. Find a tabletop, but stay on the toes. Press into your palms, straighten your arms, press into the inside part of your hand, so right between the index finger and the thumb. You want to press most of the way down, and then lift your knees up off the ground, just a little bit. So maybe you even can barely see it in the video that I'm having my knees lifted. They're almost touching the ground. Maybe the hair of my legs is touching the mat, but they're really lifted, and you're pressing into the palms, push the ground away, hold it there. Tuck your tailbone a little bit more. Focus on the breath, in and out through the nose. Now that we are in a stable and safe space, doesn't mean it's not challenging, but then we want to look a little bit more within. See what the breath is doing, what thoughts are coming up. Can you, by focusing more on the breath, come back more into the present moment? Start to extend your legs back for plank. Keep pushing the ground away. Externally rotate the arms. That means rotate the biceps, the upper arms forward. Engage your glutes. Keep the core engaged. And the breath soft. I like to rock right and left, forward and back, to warm up the wrists a little bit more. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Keep the knees bent, of course, if you need to. Remember that we don't want to be in a downward dog with the heels down, but then the back is rounded like this. You want to avoid any of this. What we're looking for is opening the shoulders, opening the back, so maybe you keep your knees bent. Come back to the breath, in and out through the nose, push the ground away. Use your fingertips to take more control and ownership over your wrists. Press the fingertips down into the mat. Now with your next inhale, lift the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Keep moving the chest towards the left thigh. And then if you want to play around with this, lift your left heel up, plant your right fingertips more into the ground, and use your left hand to reach towards the left shin. towards the left leg. Maybe grab it and you hold it there. If that's nothing for you today and you just want to stay in three-legged dog, that's perfectly fine. Let's call this one two-legged dog. Slowly, let's all come back to three-legged dog. Deep breath in, come high onto your left toes. Exhale, right knee to the right armpit. Extend the right leg back, one-legged plank. Right knee to the left armpit. One-legged plank. Right knee to the right armpit. Lift up a little bit higher, round your back more. Soften the breath, flex your right foot. Lizard lunge, step that foot outside the right hand. Move the hips around in a way that feels good. If you want to come onto the forearms, go ahead. But I really like to move the hips around first, maybe bounce up and down. And if you want to come onto the forearms, bring the right forearm down first, and then the left. If the right instep of the foot wants to lift up, then go ahead and do that to keep the knee safe. To come back out of it, right hand down first. Come back up. Now create some more space, bring the left hand more to the left side, maybe the edge of the mat. Reach the right arm forward, shift forward, step the left leg through, extend it, and then lift your left hip up as high as you can. Now set the hips down, come onto your back. Left leg up, right leg forward. Reach your hands up towards your left foot. Lift the shoulder blades up, reach and lower. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, rebend the right knee, rock forward. Bring the right foot to the outer edge of the mat. Left hand down, back to lizard lunge. Set the left knee down and use your right hand to reach for the left foot. Maybe you throw a belt or a strap over it. Once you have it, extend that foot away from you. And then relax the left quad. Now pull that foot towards your hips. And release back to lizard lunge. Extend the right leg back, one-legged plank. Stay here if you want, or shift forward. Inhale, come high onto your left toes. Bend your arms, chaturanga. Straighten them again. Three-legged dog all together. Right leg up and back. Inhale, come high onto your left toes. Exhale, right knee to the chest. Shoulders over the wrists. Round your back, push the ground away. Flex the right foot between the hands. Pyramid pose, straighten both legs. Shorten the stance if you need to. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, fold forward and down. Gently pull the right hip back even more. But keep a micro bend in the right knee, so we're not hyperextending. Not everyone can do it, but some of you might tend to hyperextend. I like to tuck the chin to the chest, so I really feel the entire fascia line on my backside body lengthen. But you can also walk the hands to the right or to the left. Now keep the left hand on the ground. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Revolve triangle. As you start to reach the right arm forward towards the front of the room, you square the chest back down so it's facing down towards the ground. Now rebend the right knee, shift forward more, the left leg floats up. With your left fingertips, touch your right shin or the right calf. Lift your left leg and your right arm up high as you can. You're basically reaching the right fingertips forward and the left heel back. Last deep breath in. Exhale, step the left foot back. Pivot both feet to the left. Straighten both legs. Prasarita. Standing straddle forward fold. Make sure the heels are wider apart than the toes. And then you fold forward and down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, spider lunge to the left. Skandasana, bend your left knee, straighten the right. Now we move to the front of the mat, nice and slow for half moon. The left leg floats up. Right hand down, left arm up. Reach your left heel back more so that you can stack the left hip even more over the right hip. If you want, and you want to lift your right hand up off the ground, do that by engaging your left obliques, your left side body. Beautiful job. Keep that breath going. On your next inhale, rise up to standing on the right leg for standing pigeon. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, hands to the heart, send the hips back. Keep that left foot flexed, that means the toes are pointing towards the left knee. And then start to send the hips more back and down. Option 1 is to stay. Option 1 is always perfect where you are. If you want to come into a twist, there's 2 options here. Option 1 is to bring the left fingertips down or on a block, reach your right arm up, or you want to hook that left elbow inside the foot and then connect your palms. Wherever you are, we're just here for 2 breaths. Slowly release back to standing pigeon. Start to extend the left leg back for warrior 3. Stay strong on the standing leg. Do whatever you want with your arms. I choose to keep them at the heart. Palms touch. But you could also extend them out to the sides. Thumbs are pointing down in that case. You decide. Now focus on reaching the head forward and the left heel back behind you. At the same time, you lower the left hip more down. Keep that breath going. Now step the left foot back to the back of the mat for a spider lunge, Skandasana. Release the hips all the way down to the ground. Now you're going to be kind of off your mat, that's fine. But I will readjust so I'm not out of frame. Bring the left foot closer to the inside of the right thigh. Now place the right hand behind you and lift your hips up for Wild Thing. Press into your right palm. Reach your left arm up and over your head. Keep that right leg straight, the left leg bent, and engage your glutes. Slowly release the hips back down. Now place your left leg again more to the left side of your left hip. We're coming back to a spider lunge on the left. Move to the front of the mat for a side plank on the left. Left hand down. Stack the right foot on top. Press into your left palm, your left fingertips. Rotate the right hip, the top hip, a little bit more forward. And then lift your left hip, the bottom hip, a little bit higher up. So you engage your left side body more. Reach your right arm up and over your head. Now if you want, come onto your toes for one-handed plank or regular plank pose. You choose. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. Plank pose all together. Both hands down. Tuck your tailbone, engage the core, push the ground away. On your inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Hold it there. The elbows are almost touching the rib cage, and the elbows are directly over the wrists. Back to plank. Downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Take a deep breath into the nose. Open mouth, let it all go. 2 more just like this. Wherever you are, downward dog, child's pose, knees bent, legs straight, doesn't matter. Just take a few breaths to reconnect to the body, to your intention, and to this practice. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Keep moving the chest towards the right thigh. I like to play around with lifting the right heel up and down. Maybe that's something that feels good for you too. Now if you want to lift the right heel up and reach the right hand towards the right leg, go ahead. All you really focus on or want to focus on is your left fingertips, because that's all you have to balance, and you want to push the ground away and look at one point on the mat or the ground that's not moving. Let's come back to three-legged dog. Take a deep breath in, come high into your right toes. Exhale, left knee to the left armpit. One-legged plank, extend the left leg back. Left knee to the right armpit. One-legged plank. Left knee to the left armpit. Flex your left foot, lizard lunge. Step that foot outside the left hand. And move around, if that's something you're into. There's no reason to hold still in any of these poses, except that's really something you're working on. But I like to think of the poses as a tool, and from the yoga toolbox, or the yoga asana toolbox in that case, and you want to play around with that tool. Move it around, see how it is from different angles, mostly see how it feels. Let's come onto your hands again. Actually move the right hand to the right side. Reach your left arm forward, shift forward, step the right leg through, hold, and then set the hips down. Come onto your back, right leg up, left leg forward, reach your hands up towards the right foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Come onto your back, rebend the left knee, rock forward, left foot down, more to the left, right hand down, back to lizard lunge. And now I'll set the right knee down. Let's stretch the right thigh. Grab the right foot with your left hand. Extend the foot away from you first. And now relax the right quad. Gently pull that foot towards your hip. Keep your glutes engaged. And release back to lizard lunge. When you're ready, step the left foot back, one-legged plank. You decide either stay here or shift forward. Inhale, bend your arms, one-legged chaturanga. Straighten your arms again, three-legged dog. All together, deep breath in, come high into the right toes. Exhale, left knee to the chest. Hold, breathe, and step the foot between the hands. Pyramid, shorten the stance, straighten your legs, both heels on the ground. Inhale to lengthen out through the spine. And exhale to fold. You decide if you want to repeat that pattern. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold. Or just stay here and enjoy. Keep the right hand on the ground, reach your left arm up. Revolve triangle. Keep pulling the left hip back gently. At the same time, pull the lower belly in, rotate your chest to the left, and keep the left fingertips engaged, reaching up towards the sky. Now reach them forward towards the front of the room. Rotate the chest back down, rebend the left knee, shift forward, the right leg floats up. Right fingertips are touching the left shin or the calf. Reach back with the right heel. At the same time, reach your left fingertips forward and lift your right leg and your left arm up a little bit higher. Now keep that breath going. Step the right foot back, spider lunge to the right. Bend your right knee, straighten the left. We're moving to the front of the mat. for a half moon. Keep reaching with the right heel back so much that you stack the right hip more over the left. To lift the left fingertips up, if you want to, use your upper body to lift up. Just 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, standing pigeon on the left, extend, or come up to standing, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, hands to the heart. First, flex the right foot so that you keep the right knee safe, and then send the hips back and down more. Always in those hip openers, you gotta be careful with the knee and take care of it. No one will do it for you, and no pain, no gain doesn't work in yoga. It will only cause you more pain, and then you just destroy your body. It's not good. So be careful. Listen to the body and back off when you need to. If you want to come into a twist, go ahead again. 2 options: right hand down, left arm up, or hook that elbow inside the right foot. And whatever the option you take, you keep that right foot flexed the entire time. If you start to feel the left thigh, that's good. Breathe through it. Almost there. Now let's all release for warrior 3. Extend the right leg back, hands to the heart, or arms out to the sides if you want to. I'll take that option now. Fingertips, the thumbs are pointing down. Reach the right heel back, the head forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your arms up a little bit higher. Last deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot back, Skandasana, spider lunge. Slowly set the hips down. Bring the right foot more to the inside of the left thigh. Your left hand goes behind you. Wild thing, lift up. Press into your left palm. Keep the left leg straight, the right leg bent. Be really light on the right toes. The right heel is lifted. Last deep breath in. Exhale, release everything down. Now, maybe without using your hands, come back to a spider lunge. And move to the front for a side plank on the right. Press into your right palm. Lift your right hip up a little bit higher. Rotate the left hip more forward, so we're coming out of this twist. And the left fingertips stay engaged, reaching up to the sky. Reach your left arm up and over your head. And then you decide, one-handed plank or plank pose. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. Clean it up. Either stay there or inhale, shift forward. Bend your arms, chaturanga. Straighten and plank. One more, shift forward, bend your arms. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. Straighten the arms. And then last one, shift forward. Come all the way down on the belly. Bring your hands underneath your, the elbows underneath your shoulders. Untuck your toes for Sphinx pose. Move the chest forward, the shoulders back. Keep the neck nice and long. Look down to the ground somewhere or straight ahead. But we kind of want to avoid looking up. And if this is uncomfortable for your lower back, you can bring the legs and the feet wider apart. That way you can actually back bend more, and maybe it just takes away the pain that you're feeling right now, if there is any. Keep the glutes engaged, and if you want to go deeper, press into your palms, straighten your arms for seal pose. And slowly release. Place the hands underneath your shoulders. Press into your palms, come into your toes. Plank pose, push up to downward facing dog. And from this downward dog, we will meet in Malasana, in yogi squat, with the feet outside the hands. So a couple options: you can just walk the feet forward, or you can float, or you can handstand. Really up to you. We will all meet in a squat. And find your way onto your back for happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet or the heels from the inside. Keep the lower back and your shoulders on the ground, and move your knees more towards the armpits. This is usually a great position to close your eyes and then see how the body feels, and if there's anything that's coming up in terms of modification. So you could straighten one leg and then the other, or both. You can also bring the legs up and over your head, or take any last one or two poses that feel good for you in this moment before we come into Shavasana. I like to call this yogi's choice. Just listen to the body and move in a way that feels good. Continue if you want to. The video will just continue, or you can also hit pause if you want to play around more. But let's all hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice hug, a nice squeeze. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, let it all go. Shavasana, extend the heels to the corners of the mat. Palms are facing upwards. And be proud of yourself for showing up, for starting the video, rolling out your mat, taking 30 minutes out of your day to practice, to take care of yourself, to just move and feel good and breathe and maybe look a little bit more within through this practice. Now give yourself permission to relax. Know that all the work for now is done. It's time to relax. And it's just as important as everything else we have done so far. The palms are facing upwards. Take all the space you need. If you want to put a blanket over your body, then go ahead. It's important to be comfortable. Relax your body into the ground. Imagine your body is really heavy, melting into the ground, melting into the earth. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. That's the rhythm where you're not changing anything, you're not controlling anything. Just let the body be, let the breath be. Relax. It's okay. All the things can wait. Start to observe your own breath. Feel the air coming in and the air leaving your body. How fascinating this is, that the breath is keeping you alive. And you're really not doing much for it. Continue to observe the breath and feel free to stay here for as long as you want. I'll let the video just end, and I hope I see you in the next one. Good job for practicing today, and Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.